All you will need is your roller today. And we will start in standing. So find yourself either shoulder width distance or sits bones, whatever feels good. And just start that really gentle, finding that foundation, that foot to the floor. Just start rolling the shoulders, maybe a little bit of movement in the neck, whatever feels natural for you. So if it's kind of shifting from one hip to the other versus rolling back and forth, it's you. Just figure out what your body needs to do here. And then we're going to do some purposeful calf raises. So go ahead and rise up and lower down. So again, if you have bunions or arthritis or anything funky going on in the toes, just don't come as high. Be mindful when you come up that you don't sickle out to the side, that you're trying to come up on your big toe, second toe, third toe, really finding that calf line. Pulse it up, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Go heels together, toes apart, and you've got that lateral rotation, and now lift lower. So on this one, the tendency in lateral rotation is really to pull out onto the baby toe. Really think a bit more weight going into the ball of foot where the big toe is. Let's go 2 more. And zipper up, and then pulse it up. Go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. And then just a gentle internal. Doesn't have to be very large. Just see what your hips will invite. And again, just thinking of starting to find that zipper from pubic bone, belly button to xiphoid process. Pulse it up, start to find the inhale nose, exhale mouth, and then lower it down. And then just spiral open to a good shoulder width distance, rock it back and forth, and we're just going to do our first roll down. So starting at the top, peel it down, start to press that roller out, press the hips out. If you're a bit tight, elbows stay bent, untuck the tailbone and see how if you can do that rocking back and forth again. Now, if the shoulders are liking it, stretch the roller farther away from you and drop deeper into the shoulders. Start to increase that inhale, exhale, especially as we're stretching out through the rib cage area. And then bend the knees, pull that roller in towards you a little bit. Just put your fingertips on it. As you press away from it, give me a little extension. Open that chest, thoracic and cervical are lengthening. Come up nice and long, and then bend the knees, peel, articulate. And then press it all the way out. And here I'm just going to give a little booty, and I'm going to shift from left to right. So I'm just moving my hips left and right. If it feels a bit congested, go into lateral rotation and maybe go a little bigger than your mat. So I've gone wider than my mat is. Now I'm shifting quite a bit bigger. So from here, I'm going to bring my chest up, find a bit more of what would you consider a lunging or, a squatting type line on the upper torso, and lean left and right. Hold it to one side, doesn't matter which one. Let your knee go over your toe, dig into that movement a little bit. If it feels okay, drop it deeper onto the elbow. Inhale, exhale. If you're feeling good, push that roller away, lengthen out that spine, and then press to tall. And in the tall, lean forward and just sort of wiggle your tailbone left, right. Back is quite straight, and you're just sort of moving your bum from left to right. And then go ahead and find the other side. Place your hand on your quad. Feels good, down you go. When you go down, watch it's not rounding your spine to get your elbow there, that you're actually bending knee, hip, ankle to achieve that length. And then press into that. Again, knee is going way over the toe, nothing wrong with that. That has to happen for us to climb down stairs, for us to come down a mountain, or any type of incline. Press it to tall. And then go ahead and lean forward even farther and do those little wiggles. Just the tailbone going. Maybe now the rib cages are getting into the party. And then bend the knees. Come all the way to tall. Bring yourself back into parallel sits bones. So we're tight now. Peel it all the way down. Press that. Bend into your elbows into your knees and drop your shoulders down. Take a peek left and right. Make this looking left and right quite purposeful. So you actually feel a little bit of stretch going on in your neck. And then look towards your pubic bone and then up towards your roller. To your pubic bone and up to the roller. So you're just saying yes here. And then let your head dangle, bend the knees, curl the spine, pull that roller in towards you, press it out slightly as you lift your heart, give me a little extension. And then come up tall. So in this tall position, hinge forward. And then bend the knees, drop the tailbone, curl the spine, body wave up. So your own tempo here. Inhale as you hinge, push your booty out. Exhale as you curl. And one more time, we're going to stay down here this time. If you want to move that roller out farther, go ahead and start your poodle wag. So you're just going to wiggle that tailbone from left to right. Look to the hip as you bring it around the corner, get a little bigger. And let's go a little sexy cat. So you bring it to one side in lateral flexion. You curl up into angry cat. You push out into lateral on the other side and then drop down into a little extension through the middle. And you're just going to roll through that. And any spot you feel is a bit sticky, you're going to hang out. Go ahead and switch directions when you're ready. So we're doing maybe 2 both directions. Use your abdominals to achieve this movement. Move the spine, use the abs. Come back down to center, bend your knees. Slowly come all the way in and just roll those shoulders. Let's pick up that roller. And from here, I'm going squat, so wider, and I'm just going to reach. Now, if you need your roller to do your squats, put it down on the ground, right? If you're okay without that, reach, you're good, and bring it in. Reach and bring it in. Reach your butt to the very back. Watch here. Remember, we've taken that pole before and put it in alignment of our backs. Watch as you're squatting. Oh my God, Fiona, that you're not rounding your spine, right? Neutral spine, neutral pelvis. That was really hard to get out. If you want that roller down on the ground, use it. Let's go 4 more. Sit your butt back. 3. Last 2. Now stay down there. Roller can be lower. If your shoulders are okay, you're going to reach it up. Pull your shoulders into your back pockets and just find that little balance sensation again. So lifting the heels a bit and lowering. Find something to stare at. Find your breath. Inhale, exhale. Let's just do 2 more. And last 1. Lower that down. Bring the roller down. Round your spine. Put your hands on the roller. Extend the legs and drip down. Look through your legs. Get a little stretch on the hammies. Again, if this is tight, bend those knees. We're looking through to the knees. Bend the knees, drop the tailbone. Pick up your roller. Bring it all the way up. Place it behind the head. So when we put it behind that neckline or slightly lower, watch it isn't throwing your head forward. If your shoulders are tight and you can't kind of get into this kind of position here, I need the roller to be in front of your chest and you're holding it this way. Okay, so in front of your neckline. Otherwise, from here, I'm just going to add rotation. So I'm going to come back to sit bone. And then I'm going to rotate. And the pelvis really wants to go here. Your movement will be quite limited because our chest is open because of the arm position. Bring it back to center. Let your head go with it. Inhale, rotate. Exhale, center. Keep the hips forward. Inhale, rotate. Exhale, center. Push your head back into that roller a little bit so you're not leaning forward. And then on this one, tick-tock to one side. Inhale, bring it up. And then smoothly tick-tock to the other side. If your shoulders are not having it, bring that roller in front, right? And bring it up. One more time, tick-tock. And bring it up. Now bring that roller all the way out. Widen your stance. A good passive squat we're going to start with. So bring it right down. Stay here for a moment and let's just play. See where those hips are going to go. Knees, ankles. You're up on the ball of foot. I'm pivoting from left to right. I'm spiraling my knee. If I get into a position where I feel a little tight, I'm going to put this knee on my roller gently, this elbow into my knee, and I'm going to push out my inner thigh right here. And then going to lean into that. So I feel like I'm falling forward into that stretch, opening up that hip a little bit. And then I'm going to come out of that and then switch it around. So now that knee I was stretching, that knee goes down. I take this hand or my elbow and I push out on my other hip. Just kind of see if you've got a left-right difference. So this one's tighter for me on this side. I'm going to spend a little bit of time maybe pushing in and out. See if I can gently get a little more opening into the side that's just a little cranky. And then bring it back to center. Lower the heels. Pick up your roller. Staying down here, we're going to go into the figure 8. So right crosses over left. I give lateral extension. I give full extension into lateral. And then a big squat as I spin it around. From here, I'm trying to take that roller behind my back or my leg to get a little more lift. And then come around. Switch directions when you're ready. Just find a natural breath. Kind of think Matrix, right? You're kind of woo as you go. Go one more time and open it up. And then as you bring it around, find yourself in your passive squat. Heel toe open quite a bit farther. And let's do those side to side lunges. But if you can get deep enough to get your hands down, do so. If you're a little tight, you're going to go up here. If you can push that roller forward just a bit and come right down, you can go into a little bit of a side squat here. Lift up that foot slightly, pivot around. If you can get the butt down, go ahead. My hips aren't going to let me. But if you can go to this position, I can probably drop it on this side, and drop your hip down, push forward, come out. So you're going to go where you can go. You're going to go where you can go. I'm going to drop back, push open on my knee a bit, and then push forward. So my spine is rounded. My hamstrings stretching. There's a lot involved in being able to fully spin this. Don't fight it. Just see how it feels. And then on your last one, pull that roller in, heel toe those feet in a little tighter, peel that spine, and roll it as it comes up. Give a few little wiggles. Go ahead and place that roller towards the front of your mat, and then sneak your body to the end of the mat. And let's just get that chest open and that spine moving a bit in extension. Come all the way down, hands down to the floor. Bend the knees if you need to. Walk it out in 4, 3, all the way out into full plank, 2 and 1. Slightly supported spine here. Knees down if you're feeling a little tight. Otherwise, let's get a little pouncing cat going. Back and forth. Inhale, exhale. If your toes don't like this, you can put a pad underneath and go a little lower on your knees, and that'll decrease that toe angle. Now stay in the forward pounce, lower the knees, uncurl the toes, slowly let your pelvis drip forward. Now if you're tight, I'm tight to start with always in this movement. I'm going to come down to invite the stretch from down here versus starting up. So I've gone to my elbows, I'm letting my belly go, I'm letting my booty go, thinking more of a floppy. And then it's going to move my elbows out of the way so I can come back down. And if I want to lift a little higher, I'm going to bring my hands closer in towards my chest. Float that up. Again, not trying to use your glutes or pull in your abs. We're just looking for movement in the spine here. Little no on the neckline. Don't be shy about extending the neckline up as well. The neck has extension in it. Gently come down. If it feels good, maybe go just a smidgen higher. If you're happy where you are, that's where you're going to go. Don't overstretch through the hip flexor on this. Couple inhales, exhales. Beautiful. Bring that down, and we are going to go into one sphinx here. So get your elbows right underneath. Your arms are making 11s. My legs are open as comfortable and parallel. I'm going to pull my abs in, shift my shoulders down, and if my neck will invite, I'm going to look forward. So here I'm just holding an extension through the thoracic and the cervical. I'm really pulling my abs in nice and strong, and I'm just trying to wake up my back extensors. Even if you can, don't push any higher than this position. We're not pushing higher into it. We're just holding and really thinking of pulling our abdominals up off the floor. Engage them strong. Glutes do not have to be turned on here. Watch that they're not death gripping. Go one more little breath. Turn your elbows out. Slowly come down. Find your hands to your side. Let's go into elephant or down dog. So I'm going to hinge back, curl my toes, and up I come for some paddling. So I'm just going to pedal one foot, pedal the other. We've already done a fair amount of mobility in the toes, so actually paw at that floor and feel them get a nice stretch. Push your heel down each time if you can. And then freeze here and drop into the shoulder girdle. So from this hinging through my shoulders, if I can't get down there because hamstrings and calves are too tight, lift the heels, bend the knees so that you can drop into the chest. From here, a very modest little slow poodle wag. Feel the movement along both sides of your spine, just stretching out the lateral. And then we're going to walk it back in 4, 3, hands go flat. So if you're doing a fingertip walk back, bend your knees. Let everything dangle, bend the knees, supported or unsupported. Gently roll it all the way up. Big breath at the top. Hands down, center heart. Roll those shoulders. Move to the very front of your mat. And we're just going to bring that roller in tight. We're going to do we're just going to sit down and roll right back. So if you don't like that, just go ahead and grab a seat. Otherwise, I'm going to do a big passive squat, pick up my roller, and I'm just going to roll once and then come up to tall sit. Yeah, perfect. So go ahead and extend the legs out into the corners of your mat. Put the roller behind you, and then just bring your booty on top of it. So we're going to do some of our spine twist and our saw here. If you're wanting your hand weights, place them beside so you've got them close. Abs engaged, torso is nice and tall. Arms reaching out to the side. And let's do spine twist. Inhale, rotate. Inhale, rotate. Inhale, rotate a little bit more. Look to the backhand. Watch that you're not sinking off the back or rounding. Right up on the sits and bring it around. Inhale, rotate. Inhale, rotate. Grow tall on each one. Inhale, rotate. See if your cervical can look to that backhand. Exhale, center. One more time. Inhale, rotate. Inhale, rotate. Inhale, rotate. Exhale, center. And last time. Inhale, rotate. And rotate. And one more. Bring it all the way center. We're going to do saw. Point your thumbs to the sky. Rotate. Turn your back thumb upside down. Front hand either cuts off the quad, the knee, the shin, wherever you can go. Don't lie forward for a hamstring stretch. Keep your lumbar spine vertical to the earth and round forward through that. Feel the difference in the stretch. Look back to the hand. It's about the spine stretching, not the hammies. And then come all the way to tall, back to center. Inhale, rotate as far as you can. Turn your thumb upside down. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, stack it tall. Exhale, center. One more time each way. Rotate. Thumb goes down. Saw. Lumbar spine vertical to the earth. Inhale, tall. Exhale, center. Nice, you guys. Rotate. Turn your thumb upside down. And saw. Inhale, stack. Exhale, center. Release that out. If you've got the balls or the weights, place them just a little further back on behind you so they're not in your way. And find your legs into your diamond rollback position. So I'm still up on my sits bones. My fists are probably 6 or 7, my heels are 6 or 7 fists away from my pubic bone, hands underneath. As I round backwards, I need to make sure that I'm not going to fall off, but I'm going to push a little bit, forcing a little bit of rounding through that entire lower back there and your thoracic. And then I'm going to pull myself forward a little bit into my hips and then stack to tall. So I'm going to exhale, scoop off the back, push your legs out towards a little more straight. Inhale, pull forward as you bring your hips in closer, so it's a deeper hip stretch, and then peel to tall. So as we go into this, see if you can stretch the legs all the way out in lateral rotation as you lean forward into this stretch, and then just go ahead and peel it right up to tall. So I'm going to round my arms, round my back, send my legs out straight, stretch. Inhale, come to tall. One more time. Find lateral rotation. Try and get your baby toes touching the floor or opened that direction as you press into this stretch. You will feel it different on the hamstring line. And then pull it in. Now take your feet more parallel. Toes are pointing up. And now do it again, pushing away, and feel how that just changed your stretch. So now instead of being that typical vertical, lumbar spine vertical to the earth, round forward, get some stretch in those hammies. Wiggle it from left to right. And then stack to tall. From here, we're going to tuck the tailbone. If you're not comfortable with this, just sit right down on the floor. Otherwise, we're going to tuck a little bit and bring that booty down. Then use your elbows, push that. So now that roller is across my shoulder, kind of where your bottom of your shoulder blades are. Give a little wiggle left, right. And then go ahead, interlace your hands. If you've got a hoodie or long hair, tuck it up. And then open, arch back. Exhale, return home. So I am doing a little bit of a crunch, but that's not the focus. The focus is the opener as I go back here looking behind me. And then exhale. 2 more. Inhale, open it up. Big exhale. One more time, open that thoracic. Exhale, bring it up. Bring your feet in tight, quite close to your bum. Lift your hips a bit. And now I just want you to roll from that, not on the cervical, but darn close to it. And then all the way down towards the rib cage. So I'm just rolling back and forth along the length of the spine. Inhale, exhale, let that roller dig into any of those magic spots. And then I'm going to place my booty down where the roller again is by the tips of the shoulder blades. And I am going to start more purposeful arch and curl. So I'm going to arch back, and then I'm going to round and really purposefully try to lift off the roller, but don't. So I'm going to inhale, go back. Exhale, try to lift off the roller, not quite. If it feels good, straighten out the legs and think longer in your spine. Inhale, open. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, open. Now, if that going over the roller is really difficult on the back, you could pad up the roller, right? So now we're going to do a roll up here. Lengthen back. I'm still holding my neckline. Cervical nod right here. I'm going to leave the roller and fold forward into my first roll up position. Wiggling back and forth. Vertebrae by vertebrae, start to roll back. Find the same position on the roller and then lengthen over. Now, if you don't need to hold your neck, let go. Look behind you. Open that, but keep your ribs connected. Cervical nod, big breath out. Exhale. And fold all the way up. 2 more. Inhale, roll it back vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae. You will slowly move on the floor. So if the roller suddenly feels like it's more into kind of that open space where QL is, walk forward or bum walk forward a bit. 1 more time. Roll it back. Make sure the roller's in a safe position. And then open we go. This time, snow angel those arms all the way around. And then fold all the way forward. Give a few little wiggles here. And then stack that spine too tall. Bring that roller in really tight. Push it through. So now it's on the other end of the legs. As you roll down, you're going to bring that roller with you by just finger tipping it in towards your booty. From here, we're going to go to our toe taps, but the hips are going to be lifted. If you don't like that, leave the roller out. Otherwise, lift the hips and get just the sacrum on that roller. And here's if you want your hand weights, you can have them in your hands. I'm holding them on my hips for now. Find a slightly supported spine. So instead of being neutral, I'm slightly supported. And then knee fold one leg, knee fold the other. Watch you're not pulling the knees right in, right? We've got that little tabletop with the legs. And now I'm just going to toe tap one and bring it up. Toe tap the other. You know your stepping stones here, you guys. So if you want to bring those arms straight to the sky, go ahead. I'm going to do a little bit of pecs with them. So I'm going to open my arms off to the side as the one leg goes down and then the other side. So if it's feeling good and there's no movement between the ribs and the hips happening here, I'm going to start to extend one leg. Still feels good, I will go scissor on both. So they come up together and then I scissor one down. Only reason that's difficult is your lever's longer, therefore it's farther away from your center, which pulls on your back more. You just got to tighten up those abs even more. Now we're going to change the arms, take them over the head, both at the same time, and then reach them up. Take them over the head and reach them up. Remember, this can be done bent knee, and it's called toe taps. Do you have to tap down? No. If you feel that you're losing your stabilization, don't tap. Or tighten up your stabilization more. From here, bend the knees. Arms are reaching up. Back of the hand is facing out. And I'm going to go for slow fours for double. 4, 3, 2. Don't let yourself arch and come up. 2. So that floor is farther away than usual now because your ass is on the roller, right? 4, 3, 2. So you got to tighten up even more as you almost get to the floor. Working for you, the legs can go straight, and I like to flex down, 3, 4, and up, 2, 3. Just 2 more, down, 2, tighten up that core, and slowly up, 2, 3. You just have 1 more. Nice, you guys. 2, 3, 4, and up, 2, 3. Hold here, knee fold one leg, knee fold the other. Place those balls down. Push the roller slightly farther out and then straighten the legs. So it's not in your lower back causing an arch. Now, having said that, if your lower back really feels like it wants to go into a little extension, I'm going to move those so you can see. I have it in the lower back, but be very careful you don't jam your back into there. You can go into an anterior tilt and just kind of hang here for a second. Don't bend the knees if you're choosing this one. Or if it's the hip flexors that are tight, put it in the sacrum, farther down, and then reach the legs over so your pubic bone is higher. They're 2 very different stretches. They're both valuable. Just kind of choose where you need to go. Couple inhales, exhales as we lengthen that out, and then we're going to place that roller underneath our heels, and we're going to get some bridge. Slowly drag your feet in, strong to the floor. Lift your bum, push the roller all the way out. Now, if you don't want to use the roller, just kick it off to the side. Otherwise, make sure it is equal to your sits bones. Place your feet on the roller, and arms with weights are optional. So from here, I am going to actually articulate up. So I'm going to peel to come up, tuck your chin in a bit, look down your body, make sure you're nice and long in your spine, and then lengthen and roll as you come back down. Let's go again into that. Peel it all the way up, and the arms can come up, and then you're peeling all the way down. One more time, peel it up, stay up, stay up. We're going to do butterfly arms and legs. So in neutral, or slightly supported, keeping myself in a bridge type position, I'm going to open the arms and the legs and then squeeze my inner thighs as I come up. So it's down and up. The farther the roller is away from your butt, the more you will feel the hamstrings in the belly or down lower towards the knee. Not wrong, just different. So if you want to move that roller out a little bit farther for just a smidgen more challenge, and I'm talking like half an inch, guys, go ahead. If you're getting that hamstring just adequate enough, don't take those legs anywhere. Or if you're cramping, bring your heels in closer to your bum. Keep your knees together, pulse your bum up. 5, 4, it's small, 3, 2, 1, open to neutral, peel that down. Pull the roller in and just let your legs relax over top. Give them a little wiggle. We're going to do a quick reset. Grab behind one leg, grab behind the other, roll it up. Turn your fingers towards your booty, and then we're just going to lift those hips for a tabletop reset. Stretch the shoulders. If you can, look to the sky and bring it down. So those are resetting the hip flexors here, but you're still into your glutes on this. One more time. Exhale and lift. And bring it down. Now we're going to change the equation. We're going to push that roller out and put the your sort of your heel Achilles-ish area is on it. And I am going to turn my hands, if I need to, I'm going to go to my elbows, but I am going to turn my hands back a little farther now. And then I'm going to push into my feet as I press my hips up to the sky. And then bring it down. So it's tabletop, but legs are long. If this is bothering your hands and your shoulders, turn your fingers out, just don't jam your elbow. So from here I can lift, so keeping a slight soft elbow if you have to turn your hands away from you for shoulders, and bring it down. Let's go again, and lift, squeeze that booty. We're making a plank in reverse position, and bring it down. Now go ahead and let's stay here. Let's stay here. I want you to take your right leg, bend it up, and reach it out. Bend it in. Try not to drop your booty. Push it out. One more time. I'm in a small lateral rotation. Now leave that leg, embrace it strong, and the other leg in and out. Let's go 3. Try and push that butt to the air. Last 2. And one last one. Leave it there. Slowly come down. Ooh. Go ahead and give a little wiggle here. Move that roller out of the way and just kind of roll into those hammies a bit here, you guys. Give them a little stretch. When you are ready, you're going to pull that roller. And if you don't like this one done this way, you can lie on the ground, but we're going to do side lying leg lift series. The ball's going to go in front, just one ball. And here you've got to be quite picky on your alignment. So I want my armpit off so I can nicely put my hand into my head and be supported. This bottom foot has to anchor out. If you can't anchor your toes, it can lie long, but it needs to be on there. I'm in a straight line with my hips. The farther out this leg is, the bottom leg, the more love it's going to give me. Don't try and keep it tucked way in, because as soon as we lift this leg, you'll probably fall off. So get that leg out there and then reach your top leg long. For those of you who are bony, put a little pad underneath your hip. Lift, lower. If you don't like this on the roller, take it to the floor. Exact same sequence. Inhale, exhale. Go ahead and grab that hand weight if you want it. As I lift the leg, I'm going to open the arm and then lower it. Just right out to the front of my body. So it's not following the leg, it's following out the front. Let's go 3 more. And go 2. And last one. Now hold that arm out there, but bend your elbows so it's right in line the long length of your torso, and start your circles. Now if this feels okay, stabilize that shoulder and reach the arm out. Let's go for 4. 3, nice and slow. Go as big as you can without wobbling everywhere. And then switch directions. Draw those abs in. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now weight goes on the leg, and we're going to lift and lower again. So it's just the straight lift and lower. But the arm is coming now in a lateral raise. Let's go 3 more. And 2. And 1. Put that weight down. Support your hand down. Bring your bottom leg off slowly. Perfect. Lift the top, lift the bottom, lower both. It's small. Lift, lift, lower. Careful. If you're piking, you will fall off. You have to be one long line. Go one more time. Lift, lift, lower. Now lift both in parallel. Lift. Woo. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bottom foot goes forward, and then allow yourself to slowly sneak off your roller, lying on your side. Move the roller back, and right here we're going to go into our teaser sit-ups. So I'm going to start with a modified with my knees bent. If you know the full one, you're going to go right into it, right? I'm going to scoop the abdominals. My modification is to come up and find myself just in an ab prep. And then going to reach that arm and come back down. If I know I'm okay for full teaser, I'm going to reach long, scoop, and lengthen. Bring the hand down. Follow it nice and long. 3 more, whatever works for you. Remember, I could come up here with knees bent. That'd be fine. And then reach and come down. Go 2 more, lengthen. Maybe I have to bend to come up, and then I can straighten. That's good too. And then roll to come down. Squeeze those legs together. Last one for me. Lengthen it up. Stay here. From here, we're going to put one elbow down and go into our mermaid. So my elbow goes down, and then I'm just going to shift so I'm in my mermaid. Try and get that booty cheek down. Get yourself nice and strong. And then the roller is going in front of the knee of the hand that's going down. So I'm just going to move that roller back and forth. I'm going to reach, rotate, the hand goes down, and I'm going to reach it away and pull it in to come up. Now, if it feels okay, I can stretch that bottom leg and just keep it on the ground and feel the stretch as it comes in, it comes towards you, and then it presses away as you lift. Presses down. So for me, it's a tough one on my hip. I'm going to bend that knee in. If I want more stretch forward, I'm going to lift that back leg as I go down and then bring it up. One more time. Lift as you go down and bring it up. Stay in the up. Tuck that foot in a little tighter. Laterally flex the opposite direction. Take your time. The hip may not want to go down. And then we're going to bring it all the way out. Right here, we're going to do just a little bit of planking before we do that whole sequence on the other side. So I'm going to put the elbow down in front of the roller. I'm going to lift and move that roller down to my legs. I'm going to stretch out my legs, and I want your top leg on the front. Top leg scissored in front. From here, I'm in a side plank. Waistline lifts. A little harder. You're going to put both feet stacked. And it goes up and down. Wow, am I wobbly? Take your time to set yourself. Let's go 3, 2, and 1. Stay in the up. Take that top leg, place it in front, rotate into a plank. Turn back to me. Bring that up. Bring it around. Rotate your pelvis to the front. Bring it up and tall. 2 more. Bring it down and rotate. Bring it around and tall. We have 1 more, guys. Bring it around and rotate. Tall and hold. Lower the hip. Bring that in. Whole sequence. Other direction. Whole sequence, other direction. I got some bad hair going now. All right. So you've got that ball as an option. It does matter how you lie down. Evidently, Trevor did not like that sequence very much. I got verbal coming at me from the other end of the room here. So I'm going to lie long, supporting my neck. I'm going to anchor that bottom leg. So just remember, if you're wobbling like crazy, you can bend the knee and put your leg farther out, right? Like I can go quite far out if I need it there. I'm going to straighten this leg, turn your hip towards me, grab your weight, and start your little lift lowers, right? Inhale up, exhale down. When you're ready, that arm reaches out and it comes up and down. So the arm is coming out in front of your body. The leg is going out straight from the bottom of your body. So they're actually working in different planes. That does mess with the head a little bit. Nice and slow. Let's go 3 more. Find your breath. I like to exhale as I come up, inhale as I go down. Now I'm going to bend my elbow and just rest it in here as I start my circles. Get your circle going forward and backwards. Try and push that leg behind so the glutes turn on and bring it forward for the hip. So it's more important the legs. The arm holding out here, just shits and giggles to kind of play with your balance point. Now switch directions, nice big circles. Find your breath, zipper up your abs, drop your shoulders. Blah, 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 blah. And then go ahead and reach that arm to the sky, lower and lift again. Lower and lift. 4, 3, 2, get your shoulder down and away. 1, hold here. Let's bring that foot or the ball down. Place your hand. Slowly take off that bottom leg and line it up on your roller. Woo. Go ahead and lift and lower. Lift and lower. So your hip is slightly behind the roller on this, right? Don't try and have your greater trochanter right on top of the roller. It's slightly behind. Just one more little lift lower. Now lift the top leg, lift the bottom, lower both. Did I do stagger? I didn't do stagger. Go right into your doubles. 5, 4, 3, I don't know. We're going to be unequal. 2, that's okay. 1, either way, these are hard. Bring that leg forward. Pull yourself all the way forward as you come off your roller carefully, and then push your roller out the back. Out the back. And we're going to press up into our mermaid from there. I'm looking at Kylie. What did I miss, Kylie? Okay, that's where we're doing the mermaid first, and then we do teaser. I haven't forgot that yet. Mermaid first. I'm looking at you going, shit, what I forgot. All right, so that roller's there. This shoulder's open. We're rotated. But let's do one press down here. So try and settle that hip and lengthen the opposite direction. A little lateral flexion. Bring it up. This hand goes wide so you can open your shoulder, and then we rotate. And as you press that away, you're going to extend that leg. Now, if you can keep that leg straight and long the whole time here and just leave it reaching, please go ahead. Not happening for me. I am going to keep it bent the whole time, and I'm just going to lift it a little bit as I come down and lengthen as I come up. So just sort of play around with where it's rolling onto your arms. I start with it quite close in on fingertips. And then as I roll it away, it comes to about my elbow, and that's about as far as I'm going. Let's go 2 more. Lift the heart as you come in. And last one. Lift as you come in. And then go ahead and sneak that roller behind you. Kylie, you were right. I was supposed to do the lie long on your mat. And we're going into our side leg series, and we're doing our little twist to teaser here, you guys. Roll it back, and then hold, and then bring it right down. I need Kylie to be my little choreographer. I need her to be in a larger picture on my screen so I remember what comes next. If it feels good, up you come, you guys, and reach. Because see, now we've got to bring the roller back into place, and it was in nice position for our side planks, and now it's not. Ugh, how horrible. Let's go 2 more. Crunch those abdominals to bring it up. Remember, those legs straight the whole time. They're heavy, guys, so just choose what works. And then bring it up. Now, in theory, we should be going into our beautiful mermaid here. But we've done it already. So stagger your legs, come into your mermaid still, and grab your roller for your feet. Yeah, well done on your choreography, Fee. So go ahead and roll that roller. When you place it, you guys, take the time to make sure it's straight. Right? That'll give you some good feedback. And then I'm going to go with my top leg forward, and I'm going to do my hip lifts. So if you can go stacking on top of each other, go ahead. Watch your elbow isn't closer in than your shoulder. See this little angle? That's nasty on this shoulder. Have your elbow out a bit so when you come up, you're straight on top of that. And then from here, lower, lift. So this is just that nice, strong lateral flexion. As you drop your hips down, there's a big stretch occurring there. So if that's working for you, slow it down and allow that dip to give you a hip stretch. Go 2 more. And last one. Now, place that top leg forward, rotate into your plank, and then all the way back to me. So imagine my hand is underneath your hip. Keep going. And as you come back to here, watch you're not dipping. Come all the way around and come back. And one last one. Stay here, stay here. Put your knees down gently and just back up into a little child's pose. You can kick that roller out if you want. We are going to do some pikes and tucks here. Find the recovery that your body's calling for. That other side wasn't any better. Couple little breaths there. And then we're going to leave those shins on there. Now, if plank is tough for you without the roller, don't use it. Or if you've got some shoulder stuff going on, don't use it because the roller adds more instability, right? So I'm going to come down to my elbows and walk my mid shin to the roller. From here, I'm going to press my legs out and I'm staying down on my hands. I have a slightly supported spine. I'm going to tick-tock forward and tick-tock back. Now, I want to go farther back and it's hitting my knees. So I'm going to start with my roller farther away so that I can go back and forth. So I'm going to roll back and roll forward. Only go as far back as you do not feel yourself lose your supported spine. Let's go for 3. Exhale forward. And 2. Big breath out. And last one. All the way in. Pull those knees in. Come on out of that. Sit back into child's pose or up into beach pose. Inhale, exhale for a little recovery here, you guys. And then we are going to go to thigh stretch. Please watch if you've got your weights that they're not going to stop the roller from moving. Come up into the quad. I've got a gentle lateral rotation going and a small little tuck of my tailbone. So right now I'm going to go cat-cow to thigh stretch. So I'm going to reach up, come around the corner, find my roller. Here the tendency is to just sit right back. See if you can round your spine and get as far back as you can without just sitting on your heels. The back will get more stretch. Can't go any farther. You then have to lengthen out and then drop down into your shoulder stretch. So you're now more in an anterior curve on that lower back for sure, more lengthened in the upper. And then drop your tailbone heavy. Try not to sit back on your heels. If you need to, it's okay. And then roll it in. Rib hip stays nice and strong. I tap you in the sternum bone. Go back through your thigh. Thigh first. And then pull that up carefully. So let's go again. Cat-cow. Lengthen it out. Open that up. So on this one, we'll add the thoracic lengthening and the cervical lengthening to the top of thigh stretch. So angry cat back. I'm going without my roller on this first one. If you want your roller, pick it up. It's heavy. It'll add to it. Rib hip. I lie back in my upper torso. Whole body's going. Then I'm going to lengthen that top part. Bring the top part back in. Pull up using those quads. Let's go again. One more time. Open it up. Careful on this one if you have any hip flexor issues, guys. There's a lot of pull going on in rec fem for a stretch happening here, but it also has to be turned on. So little rib hip. Take your roller if you're wanting to. Lie back with your thighs. Maybe the roller just reaches in front of you. It's heavy. Maybe it comes a little higher. Maybe you're okay with extending. Bring that extension back with control. Pull it all the way up. Leave the roller down there. Walk your feet towards the back of your mat. Trap the roller in your quads. Oh, down you go. Roll into the quad muscle, you guys. So leave your toes facing the floor. So you're right on the top belly of that nasty quad. I'm still in a plank. Chances are, though, you're not in a supported spine. You're getting a bit archy here. As long as the back feels safe, go for it. Not a big deal. I'm noticing one foot is flexing, my other foot is extending out, which basically is a really good indication I got something going on in one leg. When a body part sort of goes, yeah, and gets angry in the movement, it's usually a good clue that there's some muscles that are just overfiring or just super tight. Put your toes down and laterally rotate out both hips. And then go back down, and now try to get farther to the knee. So I'm just going to come up here for a second. When I'm rollering, I'm now trying to get my intermediate, my vasti medialis. There we go. There's the word. Right on the inside. So when you see someone tighten up their quad and you see that little boop right here, I want to try and get there. So I have to be in a fair amount of lateral rotation to give that little massage to that part of the leg. If I can't get there, I'm going to rotate my hip slightly and work on one side a little bit. So you're getting really close into where the muscles cross over the knee into the lower leg. It's ugly, so be nice. And then gently come the other way. So I'm not getting a nice opening through my hip rotation, so I'm actually taking one hand up so I can get right in there. Just take your time, dig into that little muscle set, breathe as you go, and then gently come all the way back towards the pubic bone again. And on this one's awkward. Try and internally rotate your knees, hips, ankles. It's an odd one. You have to lift up to do it, and then roll, and you're going to get right on that belly of the quad. Try and breathe here, guys. Roll out that whole front portion. One more little breath. And then pull forward with one knee, pull forward with the other, and just let that roller go out a little bit. Beautiful. So we're going to go into some extension work. Take the roller and just place it off to one side so it's not in your way. We're going to use it again. We're going to lie on it. If you want the hand weights here for a bit of extra in your extension, place them more down to where your hips would be, where your hands can grab them. And let's go ahead and come down into our nice, strong ladder or extension position. Sorry, just trying to get my mic off. Let's start with Swan. So heels come into the bum. Hips laterally rotate out, and then we reach them actively. If you're not sure you're straight, feel the corners or the edges of your mat so you're equal on both sides. Sneak your elbows down into your back pockets, shoulders down, push that marble, pull those abs in, and lengthen up just to your first one. Now, if the back is really tight, maybe do a couple floppies. We did those at the beginning, but maybe you need a few more before getting into this, and that's fair. And then bring it down. If it feels okay, the glutes are maybe going to engage a little bit more. I'm going to press a little higher. Nice strong inhale. I'm really pulling those abs up and in this time. And I'm going to come down, lengthening my spine. Happy place. I'm going to go into Swan Dive 2. I'm going to lengthen up with the upper torso. And then as I come down, I'm only going to come down to my elbows. I'm not going to bring my head down. I'm going to squeeze one glute and lengthen it away. And then I'm going to reach that leg and come up again. And then the opposite leg is going to reach actively as I press away. I am pushing down with my opposite leg as well, right? The one that's staying on the floor, it's pressing to give me a little leverage. And then one more time on each, reach. And then lengthen up. And then last time, opposite leg, reach. And lengthen up. And then come all the way down. Turn a cheek. Let your booty have a little wiggle left and right. Inhale, exhale. And then I'm going to reach and find my hand weights, if I'm choosing to use them, down by my legs. I'm in Superman position, so my shoulders are dropped, my legs are open. I am going to go lateral. Yeah, Superman's normally parallel. I want you in lateral because we're going to open this up more. All I want you to do is roll your shoulders off the mat, lift your nose just off the mat, lift your hands just off the mat, and just straighten out your legs. Maybe your foot comes like a half an inch off. Hang out here for 5, 4. So I'm not really lifted into my extensors. I'm in my extensors, but I'm not into extension. And then lower it down, turn a cheek. Exhale, hover again. It's just a hover. It's just a hover. We're not really lifting up. Turn the opposite cheek. One more time, lift. Now on this one, stay here and see if you can pull your shoulders down a little farther and lengthen through your thoracic and cervical. So now I'm in extension. From here, I'm going to put my feet down, but my legs straight still, and I'm going to extend my shoulder. lift, lower, lift. Pull those abs in. Now, if the back is okay and it's working and you're holding tight, go ahead and lift the legs in extension as well. 5, that fire backs. Think of drawing the abs in deeper and think more length than height. Let's go 3. Find all those back extension movements. 2 and 1, and lower it down. Let those balls go or weights go. Push back into your shell, rounded spine, forward breathing, child's pose, call it whatever you want. And then slowly roll to top. So we're going to find a down dog elephant. And then we're going to lie long on our roller for a little bit of movement with our weights. Weights are optional, always, right? Hands in place, curl those toes, lift, and go ahead and play here, you guys. Take a moment to play. Inhale, exhale. And then we're just going to walk the feet to the hands or the hands to the feet, whatever's working for you. Let everything dangle into a little bit of a rag doll. I'm doing a supported rag doll with my elbows on my quads. Look through with your head line towards your knees or your pubic bone. That head is inverted fully at the end of the spine. And then slowly float it all the way to tall. Give a few little wiggles up here into your shoulders. And we're just going to go back into some stabilization. So find your roller long. Now, if you have a hard time lying on the roller because it's hard, and I don't mean hard, difficult, I mean the roll is actually physically hard, go ahead and put a towel over top of it. I have just kind of held my roller still with my weights. I'm going to come to one end, and I'm going to try and booty squat right down to that roller if I can get that deep. If you need to use your hands and come down, that's fair. From here, if you're able to, walk the legs out and widen them, and without using your hands, we're going to articulate down. Now, if you've got anything going on in the spine, just use your hands and come down. Otherwise, slowly articulate and lengthen to long. So your head should be on the roller, your neck should be on the roller. Bring your feet in tight so they're parallel sits bones. And then I like to lift my hips and re-peel down because I'll often lay down kind of arched. From here, I'm just going to do some pelvic clocking. Just a preparatory. And I'm going to put my middle finger ASI as thumbs, ribs, and I'm going to bring them closer and then go through neutral and bring them farther apart. So posterior tilt through natural neutral to anterior tilt. And then I'm going to settle into neutral. And then I'm going to do some hip hikes. So I'm going to draw one rib closer to one hip on the side of my body. And then open it. So it's a lateral flexion. And then the other side. And open. One more time each way. Lateral flexion and neutral. And then lateral flexion and neutral. So now try and take the mind's eye to be aware if you feel yourself go into one of the tilts or the lateral flexion as a compensation. We're going to try now to keep everything as neutral as we can. And it's okay if there's obviously some shifting in the pelvis, it shifts. Take your arms, reach them straight to the sky. Find yourself in either a natural, neutral, or slightly supported. And then just give me flies, just pecs. Inhale, exhale. Go one more. And now just move one arm. I don't care which one. And then bring it up. And then move the other arm. So ideally, we don't want to widen out the legs or turn the hips out to the sides or our feet out to the side to increase our base of support. We just want to tighten up that core more. Beautiful. Now on this one, we're going to take the hands over the head. Watch, you don't rib pop so that you're 10 to 1 to dumb. Keep those ribs down. And now reach the hands right down to the side of your roller. They touch. We're going to inhale, open, ribs connected, and exhale down. One more time. Inhale, open. Exhale down. Snow angel. Inhale, open, only as wide as the shoulders aren't gripping. Reach those arms wide around, and then bring them back to center. Inhale, up. Snow angel around, and then we're going to reverse. Snow angel up and around. Now on this one, as the arms come up over the head, when you see your hands, cervical nod, look to your knees and roll into a mini roll up, half ab curl. And now as you roll down, snow angel. And then exhale and roll. One more. Roll down as you circle open. Exhale, roll up. And then roll down, let the hands float down. Now, if you need more stability, the hands are going to go wider to the side. I'm long enough in the elbows, I can drop my elbows down. If you can't, bring your hands in or put your hands out wider. Lift one heel, lower it. lift the other heel, lower it. Once you have those heel lifting going on and you're not shifting, so now we're going to be aware of the lateral movement, because that's what's going to go wonky. I'm going to lift one heel and bring my leg right up. If you're feeling unstable, you'll tend to go into lateral flexion. Really work hard at avoiding that. Bring the foot down. Bring the other heel up, bring it up. So to compensate or to stay stable, what we'll tend to do is hike up the leg that's not in the air. And what I need you to do is tighten up the other side so you do not hike up and you just float. Now see if you can float one leg, float the other. And as we get that going, dead bug. So one arm, opposite leg, and then bring it down. And then the other. So when the other hand is on the ground, see if you can just hover it instead of having it down, which means I only have 1 point on the floor. Now on my one side, I got to flirt that hand down. On the other side, I do not. Really take awareness into the distance between the ribs and the hips. When you go to wiggle, tighten up the rib hip on the side that's trying to hip hike. And we float. Beautiful. Now we're going to do one last one here. Bring one arm up, I don't care which one. Start it going out to the side like a fly. And then I'm going to lift my opposite heel, opposite heel. My other hand can be down on the floor or it can be on rib hip. Then I'm still going to see if I can lift that leg right off as my arm goes to the side and bring it up. And then go again. Now if that's working nicely, both hands go up. Maybe I still move only the one arm. We're still working the same side here. And it's still nicely working for me. Both arms open as one leg lifts. And then I come down. I don't want my body to learn how to fall out. I want to catch myself with my muscles before I fall out. So if you feel yourself wiggling, freeze for a moment and see if you can find that stability before you continue. And then let's do the other side. So your opposite arm comes up and you just start that side to side. The hand that's on the ground, maybe it's just flirting. Maybe you're on rib hip. I'm on rib hip. The heel lifts initially. This is my dumbass side. And then I'm going to lift that leg. So what I'm wanting to do so badly on my dumbass side is take the leg that's on the floor and move it out to the side and laterally rotate out my hip. That's okay, but we're trying to work in parallel. Now, if that's working for you, both hands come up. One hand stays still as that leg goes out, and there goes my heel going, oh, I'll help. I'll turn out to the side for you. Slow it down instead of allowing anything to compensate. Then if you're ready, both arms go out as that leg comes up. Exhale as you open and the leg comes up. Inhale as you return. Now, if you're rocking it, go ahead and alternate from left to right. So my arms are both opening and then I'm just lifting and lowering the leg. Really turn on that core. Massive hip hike wanting to happen when my weak leg or my hip issue leg is down. And that's because there's instability there. Come all the way out. Push those balls or weights off to one side. Reach your arm and just allow yourself to roll off your roller to decompress. Let those legs go out. Give them a little wiggle. Give that neckline a little movement from left to right. And then we're going to finish in our down dog. So bend the knees up, grab behind the legs, roll that up. Take yourself all the way over. 4-point stance. Press up. Give a little prancing there. Slowly walk those feet in towards your hands. Bend your knees as you need to. I'm going to slip my knees to my elbows to my quads to dangle ragdoll. If you want to go unsupported, please go ahead. Find some recovery breaths. And then very slowly, we're going to articulate all the way to tall. Nasty roller. When you are good, no rush. Lift the heart, open it up. Exhale, hands down, center heart. Give a few little wiggles and go in reverse. Open the clamshell. Pull your fingertips open. Stretch it out. Bring it all the way around. Woo! And we are done.